All right, so good morning. Here we are. This is my campaign to prevent the bracket from going extinct. Because frankly, what we see nowadays out there, we see a lot of 3 turns, but we don't see a lot of brackets. What skaters get credit for now as brackets are not brackets. They're actually 3 turns, 95 or more % of them at all levels. So there are a few things that you need to pay attention to if you're going to do a proper bracket. And one of the things is that you can't do a bracket with too much speed. So a lot of skaters attempt brackets in their step sequences with a lot of speed, and of course we have to cover the whole ice surface in our step sequences, so we do have to keep our speed up, but it's impossible to do a bracket with a certain amount of speed. So if you can try to figure out how you can reduce your speed to perform your brackets, that's one thing. There's 3 things that are important for the brackets, and one is what is common to all turns, 3 turns, brackets, counters, rockers, is that we have a jump action. And we don't want to actually jump off the ice to do our turns, but we want to have a jump action so that we take most of our weight off our skating foot and then turn while our weight is off. So just a little bit of a bounce action over the turn is pretty necessary to make a good bracket. And the second point to make about brackets is that like if I'm gonna, okay, let's say I'm on my right forward outside and I'm skating in this direction. Basically, when you do a bracket, you want to maintain the lean. And most skaters nowadays, they go flat to do the turn and then go back onto their lean. Right? So we want to maintain that lean. And so to do that, we come up, we turn, and in the middle of the turn, we have to have a pointed toe. If the toe is not pointed, the blade's not going to be on the ice, because we're not going to be on the heel. We're going to be on the front of the blade. So you have to point your toe halfway through the turn. If you don't point your toe, you're not going to be able to do a proper bracket. The only way you're going to be able to do a bracket if you don't point your toe is if you go flat. And one of the characteristics of a bracket is that it stays on a curve. It doesn't have a curve, a sub-curve the other way. It doesn't take a shortcut in the circle. So if I'm on this circle, the bracket is going to stay on the circle, right? So I'm not going to go inside the circle and do a 3 turn and then get back onto the circle, because that would not be a bracket. I can maintain my lean if, see, if I point my toe halfway through the turn. And don't know if you noticed, but to prepare for your bracket, you have to use the spinal twist that I've talked so much about in my videos. So to start, let's say I'm going to do a left forward outside bracket. I have to start with a full twist of the shoulders so that they're over the tracing. Yeah. Full twist of the shoulders over the tracing, little bounce, and into the turn. It's easiest to do a bracket if you keep your free leg very close to the skating leg. So if I'm going to do the bracket the easiest way, I keep the free leg very, very close, in fact, touching the skating leg. I don't want it out here. That's going to be make it much more difficult. So I keep the free leg close there, and turn. What you do with the free leg on the second side of the turn, there are a few options. The one I just showed, I think, is the easiest. So in other words, I leave the free leg is behind, and I just basically leave it where it is and turn into it so it ends up in front. But there are a few options with what you can do with your free leg.